There is an invisible force operating in your life right now. It whispers that you need to find your purpose before you can truly begin living. It tells you that success means knowing your why. It suggests that without a grand mission, you are somehow incomplete, wandering through life without direction. This force has a name. It is the purpose-pursuit mentality, and it is silently destroying more potential than any other force in modern life. Think about it. How many conversations have you had about finding your purpose? How many books have you read promising to reveal your calling? How many courses have you taken to help you discover your why? How many weekends have you spent at retreats, trying to unlock your inner truth? And yet, here you are, still searching. The cruelest joke of the purpose industry is this. The people who promise to help you find your purpose are actually keeping you trapped in an endless loop of searching. Because the truth they do not want you to know is this. The pursuit of purpose is itself the trap. Every year, millions of people around the world spend billions of dollars trying to answer one question. What is my purpose? They buy books, attend seminars, hire coaches, take personality tests, analyze their childhood wounds, all in pursuit of that one magical answer that will finally make everything make sense. But what if the question itself is flawed? What if there is no singular purpose waiting to be discovered, like a treasure buried in your psyche, waiting for the right key to unlock it? Viktor Frankl understood this better than anyone. He survived the Holocaust. He watched his entire family perish in concentration camps. His father, mother, brother, and wife were all murdered by the Nazis. He experienced suffering at a scale that most of us cannot even imagine. And from that unimaginable darkness, he emerged with a revolutionary insight about human meaning that has transformed millions of lives. Frankl did not write about purpose in the way modern self-help describes it. He wrote about meaning. And meaning is something fundamentally different from purpose. Purpose implies a destination, a final state to be achieved, a mission to be completed. It suggests that you are currently incomplete and will only become whole once you find that special thing you were meant to do. Meaning is different. Meaning is available right now, in this moment, in whatever you are doing. Meaning does not require achievement of some grand goal. It simply requires your full presence in the experience of being alive. But here is what modern self-help gets absolutely wrong about Frankl. They take his work and twist it into another version of the same toxic pursuit. They tell you to find your purpose, to discover your calling, to unlock your why. Frankl never said any of this. In fact, his entire therapeutic approach was designed to free people from exactly this kind of rigid, future-based thinking. What Frankl actually discovered is far more powerful. He found that meaning is not something you find waiting for you in the future. Meaning is something you create in the present moment through 3 channels. First, through creative work, what you give to the world. This does not mean you must find your one true calling. It means engaging fully with whatever work is in front of you, whether that is building a business, raising children, or simply doing your job with excellence and dedication. Second, through experiencing truth, beauty, and love, what you receive from the world. This means being present to the wonder of existence. It means noticing the sunset, feeling grateful for a kind word, experiencing deep connection with another human being. Third, and this is the most important, through the attitude you take toward unavoidable suffering. This is Frankl's profound insight. Life will inevitably bring you pain, loss, failure, illness, death. These things cannot be avoided. but you always have the power to choose your response to them. That choice, that attitude, that is where meaning is found. Notice what is absent from this framework. There is no mention of a grand purpose, no mention of a life-defining mission, no mention of waiting for clarity before acting. Frankl showed that meaning is available in every moment, not just in the moments that serve some greater purpose. The act of caring for a child has meaning. The experience of watching a sunset has meaning. The choice to face your difficulties with dignity has meaning. None of these require a predefined purpose. They require presence. Now let me show you why clinging to purpose creates such danger in your life. When you cling to purpose, you become its servant. Every action gets evaluated against whether it serves your mission. At first, this seems helpful. It gives you focus. It helps you say no to distractions. But look more closely at what actually happens. You reject opportunities that do not fit your narrative. Even when those opportunities are valuable, even when they could lead to extraordinary experiences, you turn them away because they do not align with your defined purpose. I have watched brilliant people walk away from life-changing opportunities because they were not, quote-unquote, on brand with their purpose. I have seen talented individuals refuse to learn new skills because those skills did not serve their declared mission. The irony is exquisite. They were so focused on reaching their purpose that they missed their life. And then there is the existential crisis that comes when your purpose is fulfilled or lost. Countless successful people fall apart after achieving their life goal. The athlete who trains their entire life for a gold medal and immediately afterward feels empty. The entrepreneur who builds a company and realizes the achievement did not deliver the fulfillment they expected. The writer who finishes their book and wonders what now. This happens because they built their entire identity around reaching the destination. The purpose became a prison. They had spent so many years defined by the pursuit that they did not know how to exist once the pursuit was over. There is a particular kind of despair that comes from achieving your dream and finding it empty. Frankl called it the existential vacuum. It is the feeling of what now? After the goal is reached, after the mission is accomplished, after the purpose is fulfilled, what keeps you going? Watch how ambition operates without purpose. Ambition without an attached purpose becomes raw, undirected energy. It manifests as anxiety. It manifests as restlessness. It manifests as the constant feeling that you are not doing enough. The ambitious person without purpose is like a car with a powerful engine but no steering wheel. They burn massive amounts of energy going nowhere fast. They are always striving, always pushing, always anxious. Yet they cannot tell you where they are going. This is the terrible condition of the modern achiever. They have been told that ambition is good, that drive is desirable, that wanting more is the path to fulfillment. But no one told them that ambition without meaning is just anxiety with a resume. Meanwhile, the person who has released the need for purpose channels that same energy differently. They act with clarity because they are not weighed down by the question why. They do not need every action to serve a grand plan. They simply need each action to be the right action in this moment. And that makes all the difference. Nietzsche understood this paradox when he wrote about the will to power. The key is not the power itself, but the will, the capacity to act, to engage, to create. When you let go of needing a purpose, you gain something more valuable, freedom. Freedom to act without needing justification. Freedom to adapt when circumstances change. Freedom to seize moments that rigid purpose seekers constantly miss. This is not nihilism. This is the highest form of engagement with life. It is participating fully without demanding that life promise you anything in return. Nietzsche famously declared that God is dead. What he meant was that traditional sources of meaning, religious authority, cultural tradition, external systems of value, could no longer be relied upon to give life meaning. Each individual must now create their own values. But here is where modern interpretations go wrong. Nietzsche was not saying you should go find a purpose. He was saying you should stop pretending that purpose is something discovered and start recognizing that it is something enacted. When you release the need for purpose, something remarkable happens. You become incredibly flexible. Your identity is no longer tied to a specific outcome. So you can pivot when circumstances change. You can take risks that purpose-bound people cannot, because you have nothing to protect. Your sense of self comes from the quality of your action in each moment, not from whether it serves some grand plan. This makes you adaptable. This makes you resilient. This makes you surprisingly effective. Nietzsche announced the death of traditional values and challenged human beings to create their own. What does this mean practically? It means stop borrowing your values from society. Stop borrowing your values from religion. Stop borrowing your values from your parents. Stop borrowing your values from motivational speakers. Instead, observe what you naturally gravitate toward. Notice what excites you. Recognize what you are willing to suffer for. This is not about finding a purpose. This is about acknowledging that you are always creating meaning through your choices. You were never meant to discover purpose. You were meant to enact it. Lao Tzu taught Wu Wei, which is usually translated as effortless action. This does not mean laziness. It means acting without the friction of ego, without the resistance of attachment to outcomes. The person practicing Wu Wei does not force life to conform to their vision. They do not demand that circumstances align with their purpose. Instead, they remain flexible, adaptable, responsive to what actually is rather than what they wish would be. When you stop chasing purpose, you begin operating in a state that athletes call flow. Things align not because you force them to align, but because you are no longer fighting against your own desire for certainty. The Taoist sage does not ask, "What is my purpose?" before helping someone. They simply see need and respond. They experience the situation fully and act appropriately. This is the secret of people who seem to achieve so much without ever declaring a grand mission. Modern culture has turned purpose into an obsession. People spend thousands of dollars on coaches and courses trying to find their why. They postpone starting businesses because they do not have clarity. They postpone relationships because they are not sure their purpose aligns. They postpone creative projects until they have discovered their calling. Meanwhile, life is happening now. The purpose seeker is always waiting for permission from the universe to begin. They are always waiting for the perfect moment, the ideal mission, the destiny waiting to be revealed. There is no perfect moment. There is no ideal mission. There is no destiny waiting to be discovered. There is only this moment and what you choose to do with it. The purpose seeker is like a person waiting for the right weather to go outside. They stand at the window, watching the days pass, waiting for optimal conditions that never come. Meanwhile, the person who has released the need for purpose simply walks out into whatever weather exists. They get wet sometimes. They get cold sometimes. But they are actually living, actually experiencing, actually becoming. When you stop chasing purpose, what fills the void? Actually, nothing needs to fill it. The void is an illusion created by the mind that demands narrative. Instead of purpose, you gain presence. You become fully available to whatever is in front of you. A conversation, a task, a challenge. Each moment becomes complete in itself. This is what athletes call flow state and what philosophers call living virtuously for its own sake. Seneca reminded us that life is short. We have no time to waste searching for some mythical purpose while real opportunities pass us by. Seneca wrote extensively about the shortness of life. He pointed out that we spend our time as if we will live forever. We postpone our happiness, our growth, our engagement with life, waiting for some future moment when we will finally be ready to live fully. But the future never arrives. There is only now, and the person who waits for purpose is waiting for a future that will never come. Seneca did not wait to find his calling before engaging with life. He studied philosophy while working as a Roman senator. He wrote extensively, producing some of the most enduring works of Stoic philosophy. He advised rulers, including the infamous Nero. He engaged fully with life in all its complexity, including its political dangers and personal tragedies. When asked about his purpose, he might have laughed. His purpose was to live well, which meant engaging with whatever was in front of him with virtue and wisdom. Some days that meant writing. Some days that meant advising. Some days that meant simply enduring with dignity. This is the ancient wisdom that modern purpose culture has forgotten. So here is the practical framework for living without purpose. Step 1. Stop asking what is my purpose and start asking what is needed right now. What does this situation require? What would be the virtuous response? What would someone who respects themselves do in this moment? Step 2. Build your identity around the quality of your engagement rather than the destination. You are not your goals. You are not your achievements. You are the quality of presence you bring to every moment. Step 3. Create meaning through the 3 channels Frankl identified. Do work that serves others, even if it is not your calling. Even mundane tasks become meaningful when performed with excellence and dedicated to something beyond yourself. Appreciate beauty and truth in your daily life. Take time to notice the wonder that surrounds you. Develop the capacity to accept suffering as inevitable while choosing your response to it. This is the deepest source of meaning, knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you will face it with dignity and purposefulness, even if that purpose is simply the purpose of facing this moment well. This is not about having no direction. It is about having direction that adapts to reality rather than demanding reality conform to your vision. Now let me speak directly to you. The pursuit of purpose is the trap that keeps you waiting to begin your life. Every year you spend searching is a year you could have spent living. Every book you read about finding your why is a book that could have taught you something valuable about actually being here now. The most dangerous thing you can do is wait for clarity before acting. The universe will not grant you permission. The moment will never feel right. Your purpose will never fully reveal itself because it does not exist as a thing to be discovered. It exists only as something to be created in the act of living. Frankl's dark truth is this: meaning is not found. Meaning is made in every moment you choose to engage fully with life. The ambitious person who releases the need for purpose does not become lost. They become free. Free to act. Free to adapt. Free to win. Look at the most successful people you know. Look at the ones who seem to flow through life with grace and effectiveness. Do they seem obsessed with purpose? Or do they seem obsessed with the next action, the next challenge, the next opportunity to create value? The answer is the latter. They are not searching for some grand purpose. They are engaged with the actual world in front of them. Here is your challenge. Stop searching. Start doing. The purpose was never the point. The point was always this moment and what you choose to do with it. Frankl left us with one final truth. He said it is not we that should ask what the meaning of life is, but we should realize that it is we who are being asked. Life questions us, and we must answer. The answer is not found in some grand purpose waiting to be discovered. The answer is given in every moment, through your choices, through your actions, through your presence. Every time you face a difficulty with courage, that is your answer. Every time you help someone without expectation, that is your answer. Every time you appreciate beauty, every time you choose growth, every time you engage fully with whatever is in front of you, that is your answer. You do not need to find your purpose. You need to stop waiting and start living. The moment you stop searching, the moment you release the need to know your why before you take action, the moment you engage fully with this moment, whatever it contains, that is the moment you become unstoppable. That is the dark truth Viktor Frankl discovered in the concentration camps. That is the wisdom ancient philosophers tried to teach us. That is the secret the purpose industry does not want you to know. You are not waiting for your life to begin. Your life is happening now. The only question is, what will you do with it? Let me tell you about the paradox that most people miss. The very act of searching for purpose prevents you from living purposefully. Think about what happens when you search for something. You become focused on the search itself. You become absent from the present moment, always looking forward to some future discovery. This is why so many people who dedicate their lives to finding their purpose end up feeling more lost than ever. The search becomes the purpose. The quest becomes the quest. And they never actually arrive anywhere. Look at people who have found what they call their purpose. Notice how they talk about it. They did not find it by searching. They found it by doing. They found it by engaging with life fully, by throwing themselves into work and relationships and challenges, by living with intensity rather than waiting for clarity. The purpose was always there, embedded in the doing, hidden in the engagement, waiting to be discovered through action rather than contemplation. There is another danger in the purpose pursuit that nobody talks about. When you define yourself by your purpose, you become trapped by that definition. What happens when circumstances change and your purpose is no longer available? What happens when the career you built your identity around becomes obsolete? What happens when the role that defined you is taken away? I have watched people go into existential crisis after losing their purpose. A retired executive who defined himself by his work and now sits at home feeling worthless. An athlete who defined themselves by their sport and now struggles to find identity after retirement. An artist who defined themselves by their creative work and now cannot create after an injury. This is the danger of building your identity around purpose. You become fragile. Your sense of self depends on maintaining that purpose, on continuing to serve it, on never letting it go. The person who has released the need for purpose is resilient. They can lose their job and immediately begin looking for the next opportunity to create value. They can have their plans disrupted and immediately adapt to new circumstances. They can face failure and immediately begin planning their next attempt. This is because their sense of self does not come from a purpose. It comes from the quality of their presence, from the virtue of their engagement, from the character they bring to every situation. This is what the Stoics meant when they talked about the difference between what is in our control and what is not. Your purpose is not in your control. It depends on circumstances, on opportunities, on factors entirely outside your influence. But the quality of your presence, the virtue of your actions, the character you bring to each moment, these are entirely within your control. This is why Frankl focused on attitude rather than purpose. Attitude is always available. Purpose is contingent. You can always choose how to face what life brings you. That choice is your freedom. So let me ask you a question. Instead of asking, "What is my purpose?" what if you asked, "How can I be present in this moment?" What if you asked, "What would the person I want to be do in this situation?" What if you asked, "How can I engage with this more fully, more authentically, more virtuously?" These questions put you in motion. They do not require clarity about your ultimate purpose. They only require engagement with what is in front of you right now. And here is what happens when you approach life this way. Purpose takes care of itself. It emerges from your engagement rather than preceding it. You do not find purpose by searching. You create purpose by living. This is the great secret that the purpose industry does not want you to know. The search for purpose is itself the obstacle to living purposefully. The moment you stop searching and start doing, the moment you engage fully with whatever is in front of you, the moment you bring your full presence to this moment, you become the person you were always meant to be. Not because you found your purpose, but because you stopped needing to